What's happening, people, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about just like a people subject. We're going to be speaking about people who you know and I know who are in avoidance, yeah? And I was having this conversation most recently, and I'm in my 30s. Like I said, I like to think deep. I am quite a deep thinker. That's why I make these types of videos. They're not people who you want to be around long term, because you realize some of their traits, because they avoid you when they feel like it and pick you up when they feel like it, and don't go on like you've never had a friend like that, because we all have. And you've not really realized, you've tried to be understanding, because you know life takes us in different directions and different paths, so we try to be like, oh, okay, maybe they're busy, but they're not. They're avoiding you because they just don't want to deal with you. They want to deal with you at arm's length, even as an adult, because sometimes it's too much for them. It might be a them thing, it might be a you thing, but you've never kind of really worked it out. And I've felt like that with a friend who I had who is definitely in avoidance, because I was having this conversation today and it popped up, and I said, I don't dislike this person. I just know that they've made stupid excuses to my face to tell me why they didn't do something, or why they couldn't message me back within a month or 4 months or 3 months. But it's made me feel a bit low at times, because I do look at that person as my friend. But I have to be honest with myself. And the honesty starts with me, because I know that person's going to continue on that. Even though I brought it up one time in a conversation when we were speaking, I said, what, it's been 6 months. I've WhatsApped you. Why have you not even opened the message and all that? Like, you're not that busy. No one's that busy. So that was kind of the telltale signs, but I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt who have known you for some years. So it's hard for some men and women to have friends which you just get along with all the time. You know, my oldest friends, I've been friends with them for 20 years. I went to school with them. You know, we have a great relationship now. Today we've had one argument, and the argument was kind of a little argument in my eyes, because I was only arguing about that person not having enough time for me as a friend, which I felt a little bit disrespected, because I see them spending a lot of time with other people. But I had to kind of check myself and say, have I always tried to reach out to them and call them every now and then? The answer was no, not really. So it's expected for them to go and hang around with other people and experience life and do stuff. But I want to do that cool stuff with you, because that's one of my best friends. And still today, he is my best friend. But it made me think about the other relationships, what I've got with other people, and say to myself, you know what? Maybe that person is a big avoidance of me. Maybe that person doesn't want to deal with or face certain things because of what's going on in their life. And they might not be too comfortable to be able to tell me. And it only kind of like dawned on me today, and I'm like, it's sad that they're going through that. But it's sad the time that we've wasted in life as well, while we're trying to get to that conclusion. What the fuck is going on? And what's going on is you're going through stuff. And I always feel like when you're going through stuff, you need solid people around you in your life. And that's hard to find as well. And it's hard to find someone who's not going to be judgmental of the way you've treated them then to how you are today. Because it's like undoing some things what you know people are going to be upset with. And I'm passionate when I speak about my friends, because they're people who I've grown up with. They're people who I honestly respect. And I hope the feeling is always mutual. But sometimes it probably can't be mutual. We've got to be realistic, innit? There's some of us that hold little fucking small grudges against each other even in your 30s or your 40s, you start to say, oh yeah, but they done this back then. So what? You're over that. You was over that when it happened, but you're bringing it up now and holding on to those feelings and just riding that fucking wave. Yeah? Get off the wave, because in the worst instance, and you pass away or they pass away, you can't put that water underneath any type of bridge, because they're no longer there for you to contact them, or they're uncontactable. Do you get it? So it makes me think, you know, a lot of people must have friends out there like that, or they've had a friendship and it's not what it is today because of, they might have been an avoidance person from you, or you might have been a bit too overwhelming for them. And as you get older, you want those people around you more, because you've got nothing but memories to make now, and looking back and laughing, giggling, sharing stories about shit what happened. And I've got tons of stories like with that specific person. But again, if we're in on some type of level, we can't do that. So it's sad, but I can only say that I've had really good times around that person, you know, experiencing life, some of the finer things in life, because that person is a very successful person in the field he was operating in. And again, I got to see some amazing stuff because of the type of job he had. Travelled all over the world. That's what his job was. And he always used to make some type of time. Whether you felt it was enough time, it was what they could give at the time. So the person I am, I'm grateful. That's just how I am. And I'm sure that I've sung his praise many a times before, and I've seen it through meeting some of his people who he works with, who are also, they're famous people, you know, and to even understand that they know who I am lets me know that you was talking about me at some point. And equally so, I've been talking about him to partners, people who I know, always bigging him up, yeah, because that was my brethren at one point, and we was tight. We was tight to some degree. We was locked in. But the type of person I am, I just never overstayed my welcome. Do you get it? Like sometimes you would have a good weekend, vibes in with people, doing stuff, going out, go to a club, do this, go to whatever they was doing. You just rolling, you know. And you can't do that, obviously, as you get older and you get into your 30s and your 40s. Because you got shit to do. You got fucking bills to pay. You got kids to look after. But it leaves a hole there as a friendship. Because you've got a lot of history. And I just really wanted to just talk about that, really. Because I kind of figured that a few other people have got that with people. And I don't think bad of that person ever. I just think that like we've always got only a limited amount of time on this earth to be able to sort out your little differences. Because really when you think about it, it ain't nothing big. No one ain't slept with your girlfriend, slept with your wife, took money out your pocket, done some fuckery business what you can never come back from. But I guess I knew to myself after I had the first conversation with him about like, oh, why didn't you get back to me, da-da-da-da-da-da. I could tell it was excuses. I'm quite good at reading people, whether it's their body language or the things what they say. And I'm not going to cut him off when he was talking and be like, oh, well, you're chatting shit. If you feel that was the right thing to say, cool, no problem, man. I'm gonna just hear you out, innit? I'm not gonna try and drag you through the mud or try and tell you that don't make sense, bro. Like, blah, 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 blah. I'm just gonna say, okay, fine, no problem, man. Cool. As long as you heard me, because that's all I wanted to do, is be heard. But now when I see that person, it's just like passing. You get it? I'll always stop and say, what's going on? How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I'll give you a shout. But when I say I'll give you a shout, remember, we're all from London. He's from London as well. So when I say I'll give you a shout, you know I'm lying. I ain't going to call you. Neither are you going to go out your way to say, like, oh, it was good to see you today, blah, 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 we should link up. Just wanted to make that conversation with people. And I just wanted to know if other people have had those types of friendships with people and you've realised that those individuals are an avoidance. They're avoiding you, or they're avoiding the friendship what you did have. If you can, tell me about it in the comment section. You don't have to say their name, because I never said this person's name. I think it's respectful to just not bring other people's energy into your shit now if you're on a different wave. Yeah? But like, share and subscribe, and move with grace. I'm out.